Okay, so I wanted to avoid this because I didn't know if YouTube's going to go after me or whatever, because it's not good looking for them whenever people talk about this. And I'm pretty sure it's in the safe now or whatever, because I'm 100% guaranteed that other people have already done this kind of video. Like, without a strain of a fucking doubt, because it's YouTube and everyone's got to put in their fucking opinion. So, this is Holding Myself Accountable by James Charles, referencing the like 30 different kids he's been texting or whatever. So he's going to be apologizing, and already looking from at his hairline right here, he looks like he looks like a fucking bird nest. I can't be making fun of his hair considering I have no hair anymore, and I look like a discount Keemstar now, which is terrifying.
James Charles here, and today I'm going to be making a very important video about a very important topic.
Sir,
As many of you guys know, about 2 years ago now, I was involved with a very public online scandal in which some fellow YouTubers made some very serious accusations against me, and within the past couple of weeks, similar accusations are being made again, and I think it's very important that I get on camera and talk to you guys honestly about what is going on. When this first happened,
See, like another thing too, like anytime that there's a scandal with any YouTuber, they always have to like make a video talking to their audience to apologize to their audience for the way they act. I wouldn't fucking do that. I mean, for one, I wouldn't apologize for anything I said or did. I mean, I'm also not going to be trying to talk to kids, obviously, but I would never apologize for anything I've said or done on my channel because it's not genuine, and there's no reason for me to do that because I wouldn't be telling the truth. Coming from a, but I always thought it was funny that they always have to make a fucking video talking to the audience members, and if you're going to apologize to somebody, just fucking do it to them. Like, if you make an apology video over the internet like this, you're not really being intimate with that apology. You're not apologizing to that one specific person or group of people you offended. You're apologizing to them for everyone else to see, and that's not, to me, as genuine. Like, if I was going to apologize to my girlfriend for, like, kicking her ass or some shit, I don't know, I would go and apologize to her. I wouldn't be making a fucking YouTube video to make for her to watch to get my apology. You know what I'm saying?
And 2 years ago, I uploaded a video to my channel called No More Lies, and that video was a very planned video.
Yeah,
it focused on receipts and screenshots and defending myself in the situation, but I want you guys to know that this video that I'm going to be making today is going to be nothing like No More Lies. This is not exactly planned. I don't have a script. I will let you guys know that I do have just some notes in front of me of points that I want to make because this is a very, very serious topic. But today's video is going to be from the heart, and I'm going to focus on what happened, the conclusions that I've come to, and most importantly, holding myself accountable for my own actions. First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions. And I also want to say I'm sorry to my friends, family, and fans that have to watch another one of these videos because you shouldn't have to, and this is really, really embarrassing. When this all started online a few weeks ago, it sparked a large conversation, and many people have shared their thoughts and opinions, and I want to take some time to address literally everything in today's video, but before doing that, I want to make it really, really clear that I fully understand my actions.
I deadass thought he was going to say that before we begin this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I was waiting for that. See, my thing on this, and I know I'm going to get some flack for it, but I don't fucking care. I hate this fucking kid. Before I have to make sure I get that point across. I don't like James Charles. I've made videos making fun of James Charles. I don't like that he was on the CoverGirl photo or whatever. Like, he's kind of stealing spotlight from women or whatever, because I hate it when like gay guys do that kind of thing or trans women do that kind of thing, because it's not fair to like actual women. And I understand like a lot of women can't do makeup artist or whatever videos now compared to like James Charles and Jeffree Star, because they do kind of hog the spotlight, because for whatever more reason people are more interested in watching them because they're gay, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck was my point I was trying to make? Oh yeah, I don't like this kid, so I don't like that I have to defend him a little bit here, but my thing on this whole thing is it is kind of difficult whenever you text somebody online And if something like this was to happen, I'm not saying that he's not a predator, because he has a tendency to be one. But I've seen the videos where the kids respond to him or whatever. Like, these kids are like making their little exposed videos. And they're like, he took advantage of me. Like, these fucking kids do not believe that 100%. They don't believe that they were taken advantage of. Like, kids don't really comprehend that kind of shit. And you're full of shit if you're saying otherwise. It's the fucking truth. You think, like, all they're really thinking is like, oh my god, my idol James Charles, this big celebrity or whatever, is like talking to me or whatever. You're not going to be sitting there thinking like, oh, they're taking advantage of my innocence. No. Motherfucker, no. I don't expect him to have to suddenly know every critical piece of information about anybody he's talking to. Because like a lot of people are like, oh, you could have just looked up his TikTok videos, whatever. Like, you could have just changed that fucking bio. Like, who are we kidding? Anybody could just... You could change your fucking information. I could say on there that I'm 45. Doesn't mean I'm 45. Someone sees that, and then we get into a fight, and I can just go back and change it to 30. Like, no. Like, the shit's easily manipulated. So I can see why he's a bit of an idiot, too. Like, I've noticed James is a bit of a stupid motherfucker. So I could see him kind of being tricked on that kind of thing. And I hated that when kids do this kind of shit, where they lie about their age and adults always get in trouble, and they're just... You know, there are actual pedophile cases out there. There are a lot of pedos out there that do this kind of horrible things to kids. But there are also kids that take advantage of the system and try to pull this fucking card. I see it happen all the time, and I don't like that. And I don't like that the adult has to take the hit for it. But at the same time, I'd have to say, like, why not just look at their ID? Like, anytime I ever talk to a girl, I always ask for an ID. That's how, like, my current girlfriend now. When I first interviewed her, because she used to work for me, when I first interviewed her, I didn't believe she was really 18, because she looked really fucking young. But luckily I got her driver's license to go do a background check on her, and she was in her 20s, so we're good. I don't know why people like James hasn't been able to come up with that yet.
And how they are wrong. There's no excuse for them, and I don't plan on making any in this video either, and I hope that you will choose to watch it all the way through. I also just want to make a quick note as well that I'm filming this on the night of March 31st. It is currently 12:54 in the morning. I'm alone here in the studio, and I know that when I upload this tomorrow, it is going to be April Fool's Day, which is awful timing because this video and this topic is not a joke in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want anybody to think that it is, but I also don't want to wait any longer to speak about this. I want you guys to know that this is very, very important to me, and I'm taking this very, very seriously. The last thing that I want to say before I just get into it is that I think it's important that I provide a trigger warning for this video. There's going to be topics and things talked about that are very, very sensitive to some people, and I don't want anybody to have to listen to those if they don't want to. So I'm just letting you know right now. But with all that said, I think it's time that we talk. In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media.
Again, I'm gonna actually apologize. Like, I'm not 100% sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's the way he uploaded the video. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very inaudible, so I don't know, maybe I should put some captions on. Like, there we go. Sorry. So for now on, I'm just going to leave the subtext on because it's hard for me to hear it. So I can only imagine anybody that's watching this is going to have trouble hearing it.
One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation.
Well, see, here's another thing. You're in your fucking 20s, dude. Like, one, like I said earlier, you could just get their identification and just ask to see a driver's license. If they're 18... realistically, they're going to have some kind of state ID at the very least. Secondly, you're literally scraping by the border of someone on the account of how legal they are. You never fucking go for an 18-year-old. I know that they're legal, but you'd never go for a fucking 18-year-old, especially for a relationship. They're fucking teenagers, bro. They're stupid as shit. They're selfish as shit. They don't care about anything. James is like, what, 22, 23 at this point? Like, motherfucker, go for someone your age or older. I don't think he likes older men because he keeps scraping by with younger people. Not saying, like, younger people like children or whatever, but they're always someone a little bit younger than him. And I think what it might actually be is the fact that he didn't really get to look, I don't want to be defending him here, but it's like the Michael Jackson thing where everyone said Michael Jackson was touching little kids when there's really like no real evidence of him doing that. I think what really came down to it was when he was living in Wonderland or whatever the fuck it was called. The Imagination, I don't know. I forgot what his fucking kingdom was. But he didn't really get to have a childhood because he got famous way too fucking early and spent his entire life being famous. So he kind of just wanted to hang out with kids. I don't think in a creepy way, but it was more of like he just wanted to be a kid again. I don't know. It makes sense in my head.
And then later on, found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. Later on, when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. I wanted to get on camera and film another No More Lies video where I gather all my receipts and all my screenshots and try to tell my side of the story and then just move on from the situation. And now, looking back, that was so stupid because as I did more research on these topics and self-reflected, I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and the specific details of the interaction really don't matter because I fucked up. And I needed to take accountability for my actions.
They actually do matter. Because, yeah, you may have fucked up, but, I mean, it's understandable if you fucked up if they lie about their age. I mean, like I said, you could easily just got their identification. I don't know why you didn't do that, but it's easy. I guess it's like someone... I guess, like, it's like when the older you get, you don't really think about having to do that, I guess. Because, like, I've asked girls before in the past for their ID because I wasn't 100% sure if they were the legal age. Because a lot of girls look a lot older than they really are. But at the same time, I've met many girls where I never even asked for their fucking ID. I just assumed they were my own age. And, you know, love and behold, they were actually older than me. So, I don't know.
And most importantly, apologize to the people that were affected by them. These conversations should have never happened, point blank period. There's no excuse for it.
Honestly, I would be going after their parents for allowing them to have a fucking cell phone to be on these social media sites in the first place. I'm never going to let my kid have a phone just for this very reason. I'm not going to let her, I'll get her a fucking Nokia, like one of those old school ones. Like, if you need to call me or text me, you use this. I don't want her on fucking social media, because it'd be like a lot of creepy men sending her fucking pictures and shit. Like, no.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I take full responsibility for that. I trusted the information that was given to me rather than the information I could have and should have gotten myself. In both of these situations, doing research into these people's public social media profiles would have revealed their true ages, and therefore these conversations would have never happened in the first place, but I didn't do the research, and that is what is so embarrassing. As an adult, it is my job and my responsibility to verify who I'm talking to, and therefore there is no one to blame for this other than myself. To the guys involved with this situation, I want to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I added you, I'm sorry that I flirted with you, and I'm really sorry if I ever made you uncomfortable. It is completely unacceptable.
I think he's telling the truth. I didn't think that was going to come down to that, but I think he's actually telling the truth here. Like, I 100% believe he might have actually looked into it. Like I said, people can easily just change their information on there. I myself am actually guilty of that. When I was a kid, I used to do this all the time, and I didn't realize how creepy it was until I got way older. So I'm gonna have to fucking side with James Charles here. I'm probably gonna be the only person on the internet that does this. But when I was like 13 or 14, I used to get on Yahoo Messenger. I wonder how many people still remember what that is. But I used to get on Yahoo Messenger, and my email address was MobyDick_84. So I did that to make myself look old enough to be from 1984, so I'd be over 18, so I could talk to like older girls. And I used to do this, and I used to talk to a lot of women, and some people who now when I look back on, they probably weren't really women. And I was showing my genitals and shit, like I did things like that. So what I'm trying to say is, it's very easy to lie to people about your age, and, you know, just they're going to believe it because of the information you're providing. You're not really encountering them one-on-one. Like I've said many times already, you could just always get their ID. And if they can't provide you pictures or whatever, that's kind of a red flag of what they are. Look at me, I'm like defending pedophiles. What the fuck? No. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Like, don't take that out of context or whatever. But there's ways he could have taken care of this, and he didn't. But I can also understand that he probably was in a situation where he didn't think he had to. But I think you should probably not try to date people that are like watching your channel or whatever, because your fans are pretty young, and you should know what your demographic is. Just fucking saying. Just get on Grindr, boy.
Being reckless. And after looking back and finally realizing that this was my own fault, I started doing a lot of thinking and reflecting to really try and figure out why I was actually allowing myself to be so reckless in the first place. In all other areas of my life, my friends, my business, I like to think of myself as pretty put together and on top of things. And I couldn't understand why relationships were the one outlier. Why were they not working? Why was this area of me?
Because you're a fucking young man, that's why. Oh my god, his fucking face. Like, you know, for a makeup artist, he's pretty fucking ugly. I think he needs to understand, too, that, like, the younger you are, the less likely your relationship's gonna last. Like, a lot of these people think that they're gonna be dating their high school sweetheart all the way up until the day they die. And that's really not the fucking case. That's, like, I think 5% chance that actually happens. There's very few people I still know in real life that are still with their fucking middle school sweetheart. I say very few, and I mean only one person. Like, I don't even know where half the fucking people I even talk to are at this point in life. So I don't think you should really be trying to focus on relationships right now, James. Like, I'd be trying to focus on staying out of fucking prison at this point. Because you did kind of break the law. And it is kind of funny that these YouTubers that do this kind of shit, they never actually really face jail time. It's just a scandal on fucking Twitter.
So different. And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate. I do understand that with these videos coming to light, it's really starting to...
Grindr.
Not even starting. It's really looking... period. Like, I'm actively searching for younger people to be in a relationship with, and I just want to say firsthand that that is absolutely not the case. My hope has always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older that I can relate to and that can make me laugh. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find that person yet, but
you're going on TikTok to find
idea of actually being in a relationship became so important to me that I was willing to...
Me and my girlfriend both agree with something, and I think that most adults that have a TikTok account are probably pedophiles or predators in some way, because TikTok is such a stupid fucking website. It's such a stupid app. It's really for kids. Like, let's be honest. Like, you shouldn't be trying to follow anybody off fucking TikTok. You shouldn't be trying to date anybody off of TikTok. They literally have adult sites for you to meet these very people that you're claiming you want to meet, and that is called Grindr, Tinder, Meet Me, eHarmony, RealBlackPeople.com, RealFarmers.com. Like, you got options. You're going for these fucking TikTok stars, and they're all kids.
You trust too quickly, miss out on red flags, and most importantly, not take the precautionary measures that really anybody, but especially somebody with a public platform, should be taking before talking to anybody. And there's no excuse for that. When I've watched videos in the past of people talking about serious topics, such as this one, it's always really bothered me when people would talk about conclusions or changes that they're going to make without actually talking about how they got there in the first place. So I think it's really important that I do that in this video. Oh
my god, it's like anytime you pause the screen, his face. I look really fucking pale, so I'm just gonna turn the light off right there. It's just the lighting in my room. Like, it's a weird time of day. I like what he just said because he's actually honest about that. He's 100% correct. And this video has gone on 20 minutes and we're only 6 minutes in.
I honestly think that I owe it to you guys to kind of walk you through the reflection that I've been doing, so you know that I'm taking this seriously, how I came to terms with my desperation, and how it led me here. In 2019, my dating life became even more public than it already was when I was called out and labeled as a predator. You guys, I feel like at this point, all know the story, so I don't want to go back into details, but pretty much I had to get on camera and...
And fun fact, oh god, see what I'm talking about? Like every time you pause it, his fucking face. Fun fact, YouTube actually told Tati to take the video down because it didn't look good for them. Because he is a poster child for the website, because he fits that demographic of gay teenager that they want. YouTube wants to be so PC about. A little funny, huh? That's why I didn't want to upload the video right away, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get in trouble because I'm attacking an LGBT character.
And prove that I was being lied to.
Which I'm not.
I had all the receipts
really
to back it up,
so
but at the time
really
I also recognized that I
him.
definitely needed to change the way I was going about dating, because clearly something was not working. And in that video, I made a vow and a promise to myself and to you guys as the audience that I would be way more careful moving forward. And that promise was not one that I kept. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, at the time that I posted No More Lies, I really thought that like the only issue was kind of like the straight guys and being lied to. But I now realize that it was obviously a much deeper.
See, that's another thing too. Like, you got to quit going for fucking straight men. Straight men do not want to see your asshole. They fucking don't. They want women. They want pussy. They want actual fucking biological pussy. They want to have children. Some of them, they want to nut in someone's ass. They don't want to nut in someone's ass. Like, that's something you're gonna have to hold that concept in your brain. Same as what I've said about trans women. Like, they think it's transphobic for you not to date a trans woman. It's fucking not. It's a preference. You know, it's a preference. It's not a fucking, you have to do this or you're a bigot. You have to fuck me or you're racist or sexist or whatever the fuck it is. Transphobic. It's so fucking stupid. You need to quit going for people that you know don't want to actually be with you. Like, why would you want to guilt somebody into doing that? That's James's problem. 100% he wants straight men. You're not gonna get that. Anybody who even touches you isn't gonna be straight, because you're not a woman, you're a fucking man. Like, you're gonna have a prostate exam in a couple years. Like, this is shit you gotta remember here. Like, the whole super straight thing is an example of that. Like, it's for men who just want to establish that they really don't like, you know, someone with a cock. You know?
Problem, and I really wish that at that time I had spent the time to sit down, look at myself in the mirror, and try to get to the root of the problem and understand why I was actually allowing myself to get into these situations, instead of just brushing it off and saying like it's the straight guys and it's the line. But like I said, I didn't, and as time progressed, my desire for a relationship never really went away.
Underdeveloped
and
kids
I
who
slowly
are like
started
easily
ignoring red flags again, and also ignoring my friends and the important people around me that warned me that I was going to get hurt. And to them, I also feel like I really owe an apology, because I should have listened, and I feel like if I did, we probably wouldn't be here today. Looking back now and just trying to do my best to piece this all together in my head, I think that my lack of experience when it came to dating growing up, and then all of a sudden having a lot of attention from different types of men, some for good reasons and some for bad reasons, really affected me in ways that I didn't quite understand. I honestly just thought that I had really, really bad luck and that I was being taken advantage of, when that wasn't the case at all.
Well, yeah,
and
they're only talking
I had the mentality that I could reach out to literally anybody and use my Explore page and For You page as a dating app, and eventually I would...
Like, I can't reasonably... fucking face. I can't reasonably see anybody really hitting up James Charles because they want to physically date him. It's more of like they just want to fuck him because he looks like a little twink or whatever, or it's because he's famous. Like, it's gonna be one or the other, which is why a lot of like these kind of kids or whatever, they don't really get into these relationships that last. So it is, you know, what it is.
Just happened to find the right person, but that's just not how dating works, literally at all. It's gross, it's weird, and it's desperation. I just really thought it was important to share my thought process and the conversations that I've been having with myself and professionals behind the scenes in order to help myself fully understand the situation so I could properly hold myself accountable for how I got here in the first place. when these videos started to come to light, power imbalance became a really large topic of conversation on social media, and rightfully so. In 2019, when I had my whole situation, I was accused of abusing my fame, money, and power to get what I wanted. And when I responded to that at the time, I said that that was disgusting and that I would never want to do that.
True,
and to this day, I still stand behind that sentiment 1000%. So when it was getting brought up again,
But you are, though, because if you didn't have any fame, power, or money, then your ass would have been probably arrested by now. It's fucking crazy, I'm telling you. But it's something he's not really getting, you know, it's Toddy was right. Toddy was correct about the whole thing. And then I think she made a video talking about, who fucking cares about these people? But I think Toddy made a video talking about how she was fed information from Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, of all people. And it's kind of like making me think, maybe they were correct, you know? Just maybe.
Got really, really frustrated and was trying to understand, because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I know that this situation shouldn't have happened. I know that this conversation shouldn't have occurred. I take responsibility for that. But at the same time, like, they DM'd you first. They lied to you. They flirted first. Like, you didn't use your fame money.
Also, that's another one, too. Like, you don't want to take responsibility for that, because that's just admitting you're wrong. See, in these kind of cases, I would probably get a lawyer, James, because you're just admitting to a crime. You don't want to be admitting to a crime, even if you did commit a crime. You want to take this to court and play as innocent as you can. That's how you do the legal system thing. So, if they really wanted to, they could definitely get your ass 100%, even if you were innocent, because you're admitting to it.
Power to get anything. But I've now realized that that mentality is completely wrong, because a power imbalance can happen even when it's not intentional. What I wasn't getting before is that the excitement that comes with talking to a celebrity is literally enough to make somebody do or say something that they normally wouldn't, even if that celebrity isn't intentionally weaponizing their fame, money, or power. And that's the...
I can understand what he's saying, but that's not the case for everybody. Like, I myself... Fun fact, I've talked to quite a lot of celebrities. I really have. I don't know why they always end up coming to respond to things that I say to them, but they normally do, and I think that's kind of funny. The last one I actually talked to was Tara Reid from the American Pie franchise. I actually had a small conversation with her on Twitter, because I mistaked her for the Tara Reid that Joe Biden was with. But... It is what it is, you know?
Concept that I just wasn't getting, but I now do. Even though I'm able to turn off my social media and just talk to somebody outside of the spotlight about something normal, in normal clothes and no makeup on, as James Dickinson, that doesn't change the fact that to them, I'm still James Charles. And that's something that I...
Hold on. His fucking name is James Dickinson? Why is it every gay dude's last name is Dickinson? You want... It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Dick and son.
And turn off. For me, having a public platform has become such a huge part of my life that at this point, it does feel normal. But I have to understand that to 99.9% of people, it's not normal and will never be normal. And that's where the power imbalance lies that I wasn't understanding. But I'm so glad that I finally do, because like I said in 2019, taking advantage of that power imbalance is something that I would never ever want to do, but unintentionally was. With this situation blowing up, there are a lot of people speaking about this online, whether it be sharing their opinions, arguing back and forth, or most importantly, holding me accountable for my actions.
And that is 100% true. I mean, it's like, you know, I'm kind of doing it too, but at the same time, I'm not really disputing things with people. I'm not going to sit here and just throw blame on him, even though I really want to. It's like when I was defending Shane Dawson for the whole allegation things that he went through. I don't like Shane Dawson. I don't care. David Dobrik too. Like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, I understand to an extent, and I also don't jump on bandwagons, you know, because people do that shit, the whole herd mentality thing. I'm not one of those people. I am a Sigma personality. Okay. Like, the whole Shane Dawson one, everyone was calling him creepy and shit like that, but I also understand, like, yeah, it's a little weird that you're saying shit like that. Do I believe that he's a predator or whatever for kids? No, I don't. It's because Shane Dawson comes from old internet, which I come from old internet, so I understand how people used to act on the internet before all these fucking softies joined the platform, the snowflakes, the politicians, and they made everything political and creepy and shit. Like, it used to just be making weird, edgy jokes, and that's what it was. You used to be able to say the N-word and just be funny about it, and now it's like, oh, you're racist for saying the N-word, which you're not, because it means ignorant. It doesn't really mean dark skin color, slavery, anything like that. But when it came to David Dobrik too, I kind of defended the whole thing because, you know, like these girls who were insisting that they got raped or whatever did not go to the police, did not make a big deal about it until it was convenient. Whenever David Dobrik was going through some kind of backlash, that's when we're going to drop the bomb of what happened. The shit's stupid. It's 100% fucking stupid. Everyone jumping on James, like, I can see why he's falling into these situations. But like I said, also, the one thing I can't really defend them on is the fact that you could have just asked for an ID at any given fucking point, but you didn't. So there, you know, there lies your own fault. But we never hold kids accountable for the shit that they do. We only hold the adult accountable. Which, yeah, the adult has the ability to get around that shit, but you can't expect that 100%. Because, like, again, I can't go to a grocery store when I'm, like, in my 50s and run into another woman and be like, hi, you know, be interested in dating them. But nowadays I'd have to get her fucking ID just to confirm the wrinkles on her face are true. This bitch is in her 60s, you know what I mean? So it is kind of stupid that we're not holding the kids and shit accountable for their own actions.
I understand that posting this video today is not going to stop those conversations, but is going to spark more of them. And that's something that I am completely okay with, because I really feel like these are topics that we need to be speaking about a lot more. I also want to make it clear too that through uploading this video today, my hope and my expectations are not to, you know, press post and then forget about it and move on and wash my hands as if nothing happened, because something did happen. And what happened was not okay. And I don't want to just forget about it. I should have been more careful in every single way when it comes to the ways that I was looking for a relationship. I didn't do the proper research, and for that, I'm once again ashamed and embarrassed.
Well, I mean, even if you did the proper research, like I said, I mean, they could have just changed the information. Actually, I forgot about this. I dated the last girl I dated before the one I'm with now on her on her Facebook, whenever I met her on Facebook. It said that she was 27 years old. So we were dating for 2 months, and I assumed she was 27. Well, it turns out she was really 21. Because I was talking about her age in front of one of my friends, and she goes, I'm 21. I'm like, what do you mean you're 21? It says you were born in 1993. And she's like, no, I'm 21. Or 1994. I forgot what year. But I'm like, why the fuck would you change your year on your profile like that? And she's like, oh, it was just a default setting. I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't. You did that shit on purpose for a reason. But yeah, rest assured she was 21. Thank fucking God, right?
Can't take it back as much as I wish that I could, but I'm really, really glad that I now fully understand the situation, so I'm able to do better in the future, and I really hope to show that to you guys. I'm a firm believer that when scandals or situations like this happen, you can get on camera and upload an apology video where you say sorry a million times all day long, but the only way to actually show and prove that you are sorry is through action and change. And I'm going to change. This whole situation has been so embarrassing and I'm ashamed, but...
Well, your best method of doing that is to just stay off of social media. Delete it. You don't need Twitter. At this point, you're kind of like a target on Twitter, so just ditch your Twitter. That's what PewDiePie did. You know, like PewDiePie just got tired of it, so he dipped out, and he doesn't fucking care what's going on. Just follow that mindset. And for showing us that you're going to change, I mean, like, dude, that's insisting that we all know what you're doing behind closed doors. I mean, you could have your dick in your hand right now. I don't know.
Like I said, I'm now educated and fully understand what went on. And I'm making a promise to all of you right now on camera that I will be way more careful moving forward with every single person that I speak to. My For You...
I mean, that could also easily be interpreted that you're going to be you're going to be way more careful with getting with young kids too. I mean, that's how people are going to be looking at what you just said. They're not going to be looking at it like, oh, you're going to learn from this and do the right thing. They're going to be like, wow, he's going to be a lot sneakier.
page and Explore page are not dating apps, and I will stop treating them as if they are. I also have already started asking for proper identification from every single guy that has either reached out or that
I mean, you should have did that from the first fucking scandal.
I was speaking to, and will continue doing so for the rest of time. I now understand the root of the problem. I understand how and why I, and only I, caused myself to get into this situation. I understand that this could have and should have been easily avoided, and I also understand that I need to be aware of my platform at all times. I didn't understand how a situation like this could affect the people involved, but now I do. And for that, to the victims, I am so
Victim my ass. Okay, like, it's one thing if you're manipulating somebody or whatever, and I don't 100% believe that. Like I said, I guarantee you these kids just did this for clout. They did it for attention. They did it because, you know, they were, like, starstruck or whatever.
Sorry. And I promise that something like this will never, ever happen again. I also feel like I owe an apology to my friends, family, team members, and also fans that had to watch this all go down again. To all of you guys, I once again wish that I had listened earlier on. You guys saw this and I didn't, and I'm really, really sorry for not taking that seriously and not being a better person and a better role model like I promised that I would be. I'm going to be taking some time away to reflect and further educate myself on these topics.
For the best.
I think at this point it's really important that I do so I'm able to follow through with my word and prove to you guys that I will be a better person. Even though I won't be here posting, I do want people to know that I will still be here, available, listening, and learning. At this point, if you made it all the way through the video, I really appreciate it and just wanted to say thank you for listening, and I hope to never disappoint you again. See you soon.
I mean, I'm indifferent if you disappoint anybody. I don't really care. Alright. So, you can turn the light back on now. My thing on it, like, yeah, you are 100% guilty for everything that's happened. You should have knew fucking better. You should have been smarter about this whole thing. I'd be very surprised if you don't get into some kind of legal trouble issue or whatever, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't, because this is just how it works with these people. Like, nobody really wants to take this shit to the law to get, investigated with criminal charges. They always just want to do this on the internet for clout, which is why I strangely want to defend these people who go under these accusations. It's because it's literally just for clout. At the end of the day, it's never about the poor victim or whatever. The victim doesn't give a fuck. Okay, they fucking don't. They just want internet points. They want to build up their social media. They want to start a career from this. This is their whole plan. And I'm not wrong. I'm 100% right. Because if it wasn't, why aren't you filing a police report? Why aren't you getting a lawyer involved? Why aren't you doing any of this shit? Why is your parents not coming out saying something on it? You never hear about what the fuck the parents have to say for these kids. Never. Fucking ever. And I think I'm the only one that's realized that. Again, it's because I don't jump on these stupid bandwagon things where I want to sit here and, like, I love watching these people ruin their careers. Do not get me wrong. It is fucking amazing. Because I don't like any of these motherfuckers, but at the same time, I can understand why they get in these situations where it's not 100% their fault, if that makes sense. Like I've said a billion fucking times now, you should have just got the ID card from the kid or whatever. You should have knew who you're talking to, but at the same time, they could easily just manipulate that shit. That's why you always go for the driver's license, man. You always ask them to just show that. That's how you fix it. I'm pretty sure James is going to bounce back. From what I understand, he's only lost like 100,000 subs. He's not really suffering too much on this. It's really just the woke Twitterverse that are mad. So maybe a lot of other people come to the same conclusions I have. I don't know. I didn't think I'd come into this and actually come into this viewpoint on the whole thing. I thought I was going to be roasting him the whole time. So, I don't know. It's funny. I guess I had the bandwagon mindset whenever I was coming into this. And I guess, with me and my free thinking, critical thinking, I don't always just agree with that kind of shit. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure everyone's going to say he's a predator and, like, get mad at me for defending him or whatever. It happens every single time I do this kind of thing. Which is funny because I think this is the first time I've actually defended James Charles. I've roasted him for pretty much everything else, so I don't know. Anyways, I will leave you guys with that. This video's gone on entirely too long. Oop. My bad. We're at 40 minutes for a 14-minute video. I guess I had a lot to say on the topic, but that's why you're watching my channel, because this is pretty much a reaction commentary thing. So this is commentary. I guess everyone have a good day. I'm out. I got to go clean my face and try to get more of this fucking staining off because I had my beard dyed last night or whatever. So I'll see everyone later. Have a good day. Goodbye.